Hey YouTube, what's going on? These are going to be just 10 of many different ways to stay alive and not die during an SHTF or societal crisis, disaster, if you will. The first one is to keep your mouth shut and keep a low profile. Now, this is a big problem. A lot of preppers I know like to gab and run their mouth about what they have and what they think they can do with what they have. And before you know it, the whole neighborhood knows that you have 10,000 gallons of water, food for a year, and basically you have a full arsenal in the basement. And it's a big problem. Number two, know how to defend yourself. So many times we have examples in the prepping community of people who really can't hold their own ground. And I'm not saying I'm some kind of martial arts expert or a weapons expert or some kind of special forces guru. No, not at all. But to know basic self-defense, hand-to-hand combatives, and at least know how to use your firearms is going to go a long way. And if you're out of shape, then you definitely would want to get at least into shape enough that you can actually hold your own ground, protect your family and yourself. Number three, have basic provisions. And this is really simple, this list is simple, but it's something that we need to talk about more because a lot of people make it so complicated. So basic provisions is your water, your heat, clothing, food, maybe it's a medical systems. Have what you need when you need it. Number four, have allies nearby. So don't be enemies with your neighbor. Get along with people, Find people that are nearby in your community that you actually get along with and have some of the same ideas. And build some friendships, build bonds. Number five, know what is going on around you. So don't be caught off guard. Don't be like, oh, I didn't know there was a big fire down the road, or a plane just crashed in my backyard and I didn't know about it. You have to be aware, And so this goes hand in hand in your abilities to have good comms, communications, good radios, good websites, or good sources of news, being able to dialogue with your neighbors and friends about what's going on in the world, or at least in your area. Number six, this is a big way not to die. And it's don't get injured. Don't get injured. This is a really big one, especially for those who go into deep country. This is the number one way that people die, is that they get injured and they can't overcome the injury, and then they die or succumb to an injury. Okay? And most injuries are accidental. In fact, almost all. I don't know why people would think that you would do it on purpose. Some people think that, but typically it's almost always on, an accident level, and you get injured and you're screwed. So if you can be careful and avoid injury, you're already ahead of the game. Now, the next is number 7. Rest when you can. Conserve your energy. When I talk to a lot of preppers, they're like, yeah, if the grid went down, I'd build me this, and that, and I do all these things. And I'm like, wow, you're wearing me out before any of this has even happened. How much energy will you have? How much resources to create that energy do you have? Seriously? You're opening yourself up also for a lot of injury doing all these projects. What about doing some of them now and avoiding all those potential injuries and accidents waiting to happen? So conserve your energy. Number 8, control your mind or it will control you. So you got to stay busy to some degree, not like so busy that it burns all your calories and you're not being conserving of your resources, but you want to focus. You want to have a mindset that is durable. So you definitely want to consider your mind as an aspect to know more about. Number 9, have plans and backup plans, and then even backup plans to your backup plans, because things don't always work the way you want. And this is very common sense, but people sometimes act so surprised that they go to do something and it doesn't work out, and they're like, well, I guess I just can't do this because I don't have a way to do it. But if you had more than one way to do something, you may be able to overcome it. And lastly, number 10, know where the resources are in your area. Don't be like, well, I don't know where the water reserve is. I don't know where the beef cattle farm is. I don't know where my neighbor's chickens are. I don't know where there's lumber or there's firewood. You don't be that kind of person, you know. And some of the easiest ways to deal with all this is to get you the best quality map of your area you can. And basically just have this map put into reserve, marked with all of the different resources on that map that would be considered essential or of value to you. Could be water sources, once again, food sources, maybe where the nearest doctor lives or where the nearest hospital is. All these things should be marked on this map. And so you can reference it. You could consider it or call the map the reference map for resources, or the resource map, however you want to call it. And I would probably, laminate it. So if you want to make additional marks with maybe like some type of marker or something like that, a dry erase marker, you could. So you got to think out of the box a little bit. All right, thanks for joining me. It's very windy today, so I'm going to jump off. You guys take care. Hey, YouTube, one more thing. Just as a clarification, after I watched that first little part there, I can imagine people are thinking, you're wanting to make a map of your surroundings so that you can take things that aren't yours in an emergency. That's why you would want to know where people have their stuff or there's resources. And that's absolutely not the purpose of this video. I know there's a lot of people who have twisted minds, and so I'm trying to address that now. Most people don't think that way, just like I don't. But I was actually watching it and had a friend watch it with me, and they're like, some people could probably take that the wrong way. And I'm like, you think so? And so, yeah, basically I'm just making this clarification. So you create the map of resources so that you can go to those places if you had to do barter and trade, not to steal. And so we don't promote that kind of activity on the channel. Just like my subscribers in general, they're not the kind of people who do that kind of activity as well. So hey, just thanks a lot though. I just wanted to double clarify. You guys take care.